our official sponsor, Greenwood Stock Trading. If you want to learn how to make some passive income, some extra money, so you can invest in your future and your kids' future, give them a call for a free 10-minute consultation, 281-760-3170. Go get to the bag.
All right, man, it was relayed to me from a really good source. I keep it anonymous that Adrien Broner is completely a free agent. He can go do whatever he wants to do in the sport of boxing, and says what it boiled down to BLK Prime not being able to deliver on their contract. Now, I don't know if that's from a financial standpoint of view, where they financially couldn't put the money up, or it didn't make financial sense to put the money up. And we talk about, is it the end of BLK Prime in boxing? So there's a lot of people rooting against BLK Prime because of Terrence Crawford. People are sheep. People believe something that somebody tell them before they believe what's in the book, because guess what? Your average person don't want to open up a book and read for shit, and you get that from the YouTubers. They don't want to do research. They go out here, they go with the first headline, and they go with the first lie. Like somebody could say, Tank and Ryan did a 1.2 million pay-per-views, right? Or they broke a boxing pay-per-view record, let's just say in a hypothetical, but it's not in the record books. It's just, what I heard. I heard somebody say, well, I heard they was going to announce Tank and Ryan during the Super Bowl. How? A Super Bowl media slot is worth more than the fight. It really is. It's worth more than the fight. For a 30-second ad, it was millions and millions of dollars just for 30 seconds. So now it's the fight, you at least going to need 2 minutes. It ain't going to help you just running a little poster, a 30-clip poster to announce a fight. So, a lot of people start false rumors. There's a lot of people that's in the industry that give false information. And that's why a lot of times you got to wait and see. That's how you build your sources in boxing. You can't just say, well, he told me this, I'm going to report it, or I heard it. Sometimes you got to wait, let it depend on the source. You got to wait, let it, materialize. And if the information is good, at least one good time, if it's good information, you wait and see, cool, then, you probably could trust them. And it's always good to cross-reference sources too. It's good to have multiple sources. One source ain't good enough, because one source could say, well, I could tell you this, and another source could say, well, I could tell you that, but I can't tell you this, and you got to piece it all together. So, like a lot of the BLK Prime hate started, because of Terrence Crawford, and they don't want to see Terrence Crawford do nothing good because he punked Errol Spence, and that's just what it boiled down to. Nobody get mad at Errol Spence because they feel that Premier Boxing Champions is good for the sport of boxing. They pro-black, and it's not. In no way, shape, form, of fashion is good for boxing. Even for the boxers, it's not good for them. The money ran out, and the activity is down low. You can't just say, and I was arguing with somebody in the chat the other night, where they saying, well, they made a lot of money fighting once a year. It's never good fighting once a year. I keep telling y'all think, it's less punishment. No. One, if you ain't staying in shape in between fights and you only fight once a year, if you don't keep up those fast twitch muscles, you lose them. The same thing you tell old people when you work at the senior citizen home. If you don't use it, you lose it. So if you stop reading, you stop walking, you stop running, you stop sitting in the sun, you stop doing your daily routine. That's why a high number of people, once they retire, a lot of people tend to decline when you're talking about senior citizens. That's why some senior citizens continue to go to Walmart and greet. They continue to be cashiers. They continue to be greeters. They continue to work at the Home Depot. It's not just for the money. Once you start, stop using your senses, reading, looking, hearing. Once you stop sharpening those tools every day, or throughout the week, and you don't do it for a long period of time, it's harder to get it back. It's like if you 50 years old, you want to get in shape. Your metabolism is totally different than it was when it was 20. When you was 20, you can, boom, you can lose 100 pounds easy. You lose 30, 40 pounds easy. You knew what to do. But when you're 50, your body a little bit different. When you're 40, 30, it's just a little bit different. So you got to understand, you have to keep fighting, bruh. You have to keep them fast twitch muscles going. And then if you are sparring to stay sharp, a lot of these dudes not sparring to stay sharp. They sparring to hurt you. Even with the headgear and the bigger gloves, like Joel Diaz told me this in an interview years ago, his eye got messed. The trainer got messed up in a sparring accident. He was telling us more accidents and injuries happen in sparring than actual fights. Because if you sparring 130 rounds for a fight, let's say you sparring 100 rounds in an 8-week camp. Think about that, bro. If I'm fighting 3 or 4 times a year, I don't have to spar 100 rounds. I can spar 40, 50 rounds, if that, because I just came off a fight. So I'm already sharp. You know what I'm saying? Triple G was at his best when Triple G was fighting 3, 4 times a year before he started fucking with Canelo. So I gotta understand that. And a lot of these dudes, it keep them out of trouble too. But yeah, if you don't use those fast twitch muscles, bro, you lose them. You lose them. So you have to keep fighting, bro. And how many dudes how many dudes gonna study when it ain't a homework assignment, when it ain't a test? Come on. If you tell a kid it's a test, guess what? More than likely they gonna prepare. Even if they cram, they gonna prepare. But if you tell them, well, ain't gonna be no test on this, who really gonna put the work in? Then you surprise them with a pop quiz. You like, damn. Then PBC call you or Top Rank call you 8 weeks out. Like, hey, we got 10 weeks out. Hey, you 40 pounds off weight, 20, 30 pounds off weight. Now you taking the fight on short notice. So y'all gotta understand the importance of the activity. And if you stand sharp in the gym, you more susceptible to injuries. And if you ain't doing shit in between your once a year, twice a year fights, if you lucky, getting 2 times a year, guess what? You losing your fast twitch muscles, you growing out of the weight class, you're more susceptible to losing. So I be trying to explain that, but what was told to me about Adrien Broner is just that they couldn't suffice. And guess what? If you don't have the opponent pool, him and Terrence Crawford working out the same opponent pool. And the difference is Terrence Crawford can just fight a mandatory. He in the position because he got a belt. He can challenge the champion below him. He can challenge champions above him. What it was told to me, Al Heyman was blocking this nigga allegedly. That's what it was told to me from multiple people. People that I pretty much trust. People that work one of the guys work in the industry. You know, and he was the first one to tell me, like, it's real. He said it's real. I was like, I don't believe Al blocking him. He said, yeah, he is. And somebody told me he couldn't tell. He wanted to tell me exactly why. And like I said, I respect that confidentiality. But somebody else told me why. You know? So we'll see if somebody else can do something for Adrien. If Adrien Broner going to come back, in my opinion, it's probably going to be under Al Heyman. That's my opinion. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he could say, well, you know, he can, you know, get at Eddie Hearn, get at De La Hoya, get at Bob Arum, get at, you know, if Kathy Duva and them, Richard Schaefer still around, and we'll see what happens. But they, you know, he told me very close, he's free to do whatever he want to do. I just wanna be free. He's free to do, and we'll see what happens. But you know, he fucked his career around. You know, that's what he did. He did it. Not you know, and shit. Who to say we wouldn't do the same thing? All that money he had, you gotta understand. His brother didn't want to fight. His brother told his dad, hey, you win this tournament. That's what Kobe said. You can not box. His brother didn't want to do it no more. You know, a lot of guys don't want to fight, but they know it's the quickest way to the money. Adrien Broner, you know, wasn't focused. He could say, well, I'm in the gym, I'm working hard, I'm harder than anybody else. But shit, that's one day. It's a lifestyle, bro. You know, it's a lifestyle. And at this point, you know, you ain't doing it for nothing else. You ain't doing it for your kids. You ain't doing it for your financial, you know, future. You know, whoever, you know, you gotta be self-motivated. And it's hard to crank that engine back up, bro. It's hard. It's gonna be hard for him to crank that engine back up, bro. You done came this far losing weight, you in shape for a fight, and then you ain't got no fight. It's gonna be hard. You know? And if your heart really ain't in it, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. When you get into them 30s, bro, it's imperative that you as active as you can be. Them your last good prime years. Depending on who you are, how much mileage you got in your body, but hopefully you're able to bounce back and, you know, do some great things, make a bunch of money, and Obviously, don't fumble the bag this year, and prepare for retirement and prepare for life after boxing. That's what it is. Every fight is preparing for life after boxing. That's how you gotta look at it. Because one punch could be your last. Shit, one breath can be your last. A lot of these dudes don't even have. Errol Spencer said that he didn't even have shit set up for his kids. It's funny how we take this shit for granted. We call life. It's funny how people take that shit for granted, bro. One incident, one false move, one left turn could be the last. And you got a family at home, you ain't got shit set up. And one of the easiest ways to set up the historic generational wealth, most of the common ways, is insurance policy. You got credit, you can get one through the credit union, usually give you one for free. You can have multiple policies on you. Your wife, your mother can have one. You can have one for your kids. And it's not too expensive neither. A lot of jobs, $2 extra can take you to out of your paycheck, and take you from a 25 grand to 50 grand. For 10, you can go up to like 100 grand depending on your job. They gotta have some standard, but it really ain't shit. You gotta start thinking. You gotta know everything we do is one step closer to death. I love when people be like, they hit the wrong clock on Rick. Oh, it's before his time, dog. If killing me that people they believe in the Bible and they believe in whatever it may be, Christianity, the Quran, the Catholic Bible that I forget, we still Christianity, you know what I'm saying? And they question, they pose a walk in faith, but as soon as it hit home and God challenged their faith, they quick to question it. Everybody had a reason. If that's your time to check out, or that was his time to check out, it was already written if that's what you believe in. So, you want to do something, do it today. Want to tell somebody you love them, tell them you love them. Don't wait till somebody die and then you and somebody that was beefing get closure because of death. That shit weak as hell to me. Remember, that's my message today. That's weak as hell. Somebody died, now you want to get closure. Now y'all want to be cool again. If death is the only way we can bury the hatchet, I don't want to bury it. If we can't bury it like grown folks, forget it. Should nobody death bring nobody closer than what y'all already should be. So, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Link tree, the first link in the description. Peace.